Happy day to all of you, my dear children. Greetings from Icon School of Excellence. I am Alekia, your teacher. I am here to teach you all mathematics for grade 7. I wish all of you are safe, doing good, and ready to learn. Today, I am bringing you all an interesting topic. Before I begin, let me try and understand what you already know about this. So, our first topic or our first concept is sets. So today we are going to discuss definition of sets. How do you define set? Then notation of set means how do you write set, and then representation of set. Representation of set means how you represent a set. Okay, there are again three types of representation of set. One is description method, the second is roster method or tabular form, and third is rule method or set builder form. So these three methods of representation we have already learned in our grade 6, right? So let me show you a video, quick video, so that you can recap the concept of sets. Okay.
Papa, see, there are so many sweets. But why are they kept separately from each other?
Well, son, these are sets of different items.
Set? What is that?
Set is a collection of similar items. Look, here is the set of chocolates, the set of toffees, and the set of pastries. Now, Sunny, you can pick items from each set.
Thank you. Papa, you are my favorite.
Well, son, you have taken too many chocolates. Why don't you keep a chocolate back? Not there, son. It does not belong to the set of toffees. You should keep it back to where it belongs.
Okay, Papa. Since the chocolate belongs to the set chocolates, I should put the chocolate back to its set.
Good boy. Did you notice, son? Your set of chocolates and the set of chocolates in the shop have now become matching sets.
But how is that, Papa?
Look, your set of chocolates has 5 items, and the set of chocolates in the shop has 5 items. Also, these items are of the same type. Hence, they are called matching or equal sets.
Interesting. Let me compare some sets. Papa, what about these two sets of laddus?
Well, Sunny, the set of laddus on plate A has as many laddus as a set of laddus on plate B.
Can we call them equal sets?
Since there is one yellow laddu which is different, we cannot call them equal. But yes, you could have said your set of chocolates had as many chocolates as the set of chocolates in the shop.
Got it. Papa, my mouth is watering by looking at the laddus. Can I have one laddu now?
Sure, have one. Look, Sunny, since you have eaten one laddu from that set, the set of laddus on plate B now has less number of laddus, and the plate A has now more number of laddus.
Look, Papa, I've eaten the yellow laddu, which was different. Now, if I eat a laddu from plate A, the sets here will become equal sets.
Clever boy. I would have said no otherwise, but you have learned the concept of sets so well, that's why you deserve one more.
Okay, children. So I hope this video helped you to recollect our concept of sets, right? Okay. What is a set now? A set is a collection of well-defined distinct objects. What do you mean by collection? Collection, you already know. Group of things. If you have a group of things, then we can say that as a collection of things, right? What do you mean by distinct here? Distinct means that the object of the set must be all different. So if you take any objects which belongs to a particular set, all that objects must be different. That means no element of a set is repeated. The objects here are referred as elements because objects of a set are referred as elements of a set is repeated. So let me make you clear with this example. Make a set of all the consonants in the word constants. So constants is a word and you have to make a set of all consonants. What are vowels? A, E, I, O, U are vowels, and the letters apart from vowels we call them as consonants, right? So what we'll do first is strike off the vowels because we are not bothering about vowels here. We need only consonants. So I am striking off vowels and see only with consonants. Then in the collection we find that consonants N, S and T have been repeated. If you can see from here, see N I have 2 times, T I have 2 times, S I have 2 times. So these 3 consonants have been repeated. So as the elements of the set have to be distinct. So if the elements belongs to the set, then those elements have to be distinct. Distinct means different. We cannot take same elements as a same alphabets or same objects as the elements of set. It should be different. So these should be considered only ones. So we cannot write no N belongs to S, belongs to the set, S belongs to set. No, because the elements should be different. So how can we write the set now? Thus the set of all consonant in the word constants is C, N, S and then T. Means we are taking only ones, right? See, although we have 2 S here and we are taking it only once as I cannot repeat elements in a set. So now you understood the meaning of distinct, children. So what do you mean by distinct? No element in a set is repeated. Next, what do you mean by well-defined? So distinct, we are clear with distinct. What do you mean by well-defined? Okay, I have an example here. Is all the tasty fruits in a bowl a set? So here is a bowl, fruit bowl, and where I have some tasty fruits. Okay, is this a set? Is all the tasty fruits in a bowl is a set? Yes, let me check whether it is a set or not. The elements may be distinct in a set. Yes, right? Now the fruits, if you take here, they are distinct, means different, all different here. But the set is certainly not well defined. It is not well defined. In the sense, I may find apple tasty, but you may find orange or banana tasty. It depends on your, interest or taste. So, it is not well defined. It is not well defined. The fruit which I may feel tasty and you may not feel tasty, right? So that is how it is. So that is not well defined. So the elements may be distinct in the set, but the set is certainly not well defined, right? The quality or the future which we are taking is tasty is not well defined. As a fruit that is tasty to one person may not be tasty to another. So the fruit which may be tasty for me may not be tasty for you. So it is not well defined. Thus, set all the tasty fruits in a fruit bowl is not a set. Okay, let us summarize the definition of set. 1. A set is a collection. Yes, it is a group of objects, right? Set is have distinct. Set is distinct. Yes, no element of the set is repeated. And set is well defined. Yes, element in a set must be clearly defined, right? It cannot be like, ambiguous. It should be very clear. Next, coming to notation of set. How do we write a set? The objects which belong to set are called its members or elements. So whatever the objects which belong to the particular set, we call that as members or elements of that particular set. So, notation of set. We usually denote sets by capital letters and their elements by small letters. So, if you have to write a set, then I have to represent a set. I have to name set with a capital letter and their elements. Elements means objects or the members which belongs to set can be written as small letters. If X is an element of A, set A, we write X belongs to A. Suppose X is a member or element of set A, right? So then we can write that particular element this is belongs to. So this symbol we read it as belongs to set A, which means that X belongs to A or X is an element of A, right? So if you take a previous example, your fruit bowl example, see now this fruit bowl is one set, right? If I say that apple is a fruit which belongs to set fruit bowl, would you accept it? Yes, right? Yes, because apple is a fruit which is belong to this fruit bowl. Next, X is an element of set A. We write X belongs to A, which means that X belongs to A or X is an element of A. Next, all the elements of the set are enclosed in curly brackets. So these are curly brackets, and when we are writing or listing the elements of a set, it should be enclosed in a curly brackets and are separated by commas. So each element of a set is separated by comma and should be enclosed in curly brackets. Next, if X is not an element of A, if X does not belong to set A, then we write X does not belong to A, which means that X is not an element of A. How do you read this symbol? Does not belongs to. So here X does not belongs to A. X is an element which does not belongs to A. Consider the set of odd numbers less than 10. So odd numbers, what are the odd numbers which are less than 10? 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. So these are the odd numbers which are less than 10. So let us call this set as A. Let us include all these odd numbers less than 10 as a set A. Okay. See, I have used curly brackets and I have used comma to separate the elements. 1, 3, 5, 7 and then 9 are the elements of the set A, and I am separating it with commas and I am including those elements in curly brackets. So clearly 1 belongs to set A. See the element 1 that belongs to set A, isn't it? Now 3 belongs to A. Element 3 belongs to A is 5 belongs to A. Element 5 belongs to A is 7 belongs to A. Yes, right? 7 belongs to set A. 9 belongs to A. Yes, odd number 9 also belongs to A. And if I want to say 2, does 2 belongs to set A? No, because I cannot see any element 2 here in this set. So I can say 2 does not belong to set A. And similarly, I can say 4 does not belongs to set A because I don't have any 4 in these elements. Thus, the given set is a well-defined collection of numbers. Also, no two numbers in set are identical. So, set is a collection of numbers or collection of objects, and each object should be distinct and should be well-defined. Next, coming to representation of set. As I told you, there are three methods of representing a set. That is, first one is description method, second one is rule method or set builder form, and then third one is roster method or tabular form. Okay, these are the three ways we represent a set. First, let us see the description method. Okay, in this method, well-defined description of elements in a set is made and is enclosed in curly brackets. What do you do here, children? Well-defined description of elements. You will be describing the elements and is enclosed in curly brackets. Let us see one example here. A is equal to the set of natural numbers less than 9 is written as. So if I have to write a set of natural numbers which are less than 9 in description method, how do I do that? A is equal to set of natural numbers less than 9. So A is a set of natural numbers which are less than 9. See, if you can observe, I am describing the rule here. I am describing the set here. You know what all the elements should belong to set A. I am describing that quality, right? So what is that? Natural numbers, they should be the natural numbers and they should be less than 9. This is how I am describing the elements of a set A here. And then next example, B is equal to the set of integers written as B is equal to set of integers, right? So here also I am describing the elements. What is the description which I gave for elements here? Integers, and I have enclosed this set in curly brackets. So this is how we represent the set using the description method. So in description method, we'll be describing the elements. Okay, we'll be briefly describing the element so that that particular element belongs to set given. Next, coming to roster method or tabular form. In this method, all elements of a set are listed and are separated by commas. The list is enclosed in curly brackets. So, in this method of representation, roster method or tabular form of representation, elements of the set are listed. Listed means they are, one after the other, they are written and they are separated by commas. Okay, the list of the elements are enclosed in curly brackets. This is how we represent a roster method or tabular form. Let us see the same example which we have seen with the previous method. The set of natural numbers less than 9 is written as. So previously we have seen the description method, right? Let me explain how we can write same example in roster method or tabular form. Set A equal to, curly brackets open, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here we are listing the elements, whereas in description method we were describing the elements, right? So how we describe the elements? The natural numbers less than 9. That is how we describe the numbers in description method. But here in roster method we are listing the elements. Listing the elements one by one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, such that all these numbers belongs to set A. So similarly, the next example, the set of integers is written as B is equal to, yes, right? We know that integers extends to infinity in both negative side and then positive side. So minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. So here I am listing the elements. What are the elements here? Elements are integers. As I am representing it in the roster method or tabular form, I am listing the elements here. So what is roster method or tabular method? It is list of elements in the set. Next, coming to rule method or set builder form. In this method, we write variable x. What do you mean by variable, children, again? Okay. I'll tell you what a variable is exactly. See, here I have a chair, okay, and this chair belongs to variable x, okay. This chair belongs to variable x. X doesn't have any value, right? No, it is a variable in the sense it is an imaginary number, imaginary letter. And what happens to this x is whoever comes and sits on the chair. Now 12 is sitting on the chair, right? So x takes the value of 12. That means that x doesn't have any constant value. Its value is continuously changing. So if 12 comes and sits on x chair, then the value of x will be 12. If some 25 comes and sits on this chair, then value of x will be 25. If some 30 comes and sits on this chair, then the value of x will be 30. So depending on the person or depending on the value which is with x, the value of x is also changing. That particular alphabet or letter, we call it as a variable because the value of that particular letter or alphabet is not constant and it changes depending on the person or depending on the number which it is assigned to. Okay, that is the variable. In this method of rule method or set builder form, we write a variable x. We use a variable x representing any member of the set. So that whatever variable we are taking, what does it represent? It represents any member of the set followed by a property, rule or statement. So again I have a clause here, whatever the element which I have taken for the set should follow the property, rule or statement satisfied by each element. So that particular element should follow the property, rule or statement of the set. Only then X takes the value of that element, okay, of a set and enclosed in a curly brackets. Curly brackets is like, it continues, like, if we want to represent a set, then it should be in the form of curly brackets only. See, the symbol is colon, right? Colon or bar stands for such that. So how do you read these two symbols in sets? Such that. You can call these symbols as such that. Let us see let me give you a simple example. See, here is a fruit bowl again. Okay, if I have to write a set, if, okay, I want a fruit bowl, if X such that X is a fruit red in color. So now what happens? All fruits does not belong to F, my fruit bowl or a set F. Only the fruit which is red in color belongs to set F. So just check the difference, children. Here we are writing a rule. What is the rule here? Fruit red in color is a rule, and we are assigning that element to variable X, and X takes only that value such that X is a fruit red in color. So if the fruit is red in color, then that fruit goes to the variable. X takes a object. X takes an object or fruit that is red in color only. If I try to put green, the fruits which are green in color, X does not take the value because it doesn't satisfy the rule given here. Now I think you are clear with the rule method. Let me explain you the examples which we ever discussed in previous methods. The set of natural numbers less than 9 is written as, the same example I have taken here. A is a set such that X belongs to N. Yes, right? So X must be a natural number and it should be less than 9. Only then I can say that a particular element belongs to A, set A. Similarly, the set of integers is written as B. X such that X belongs to Z. So X takes all the values such that if X is an integer, so X should be an integer, only then this variable X takes that value, and set B would be the list of those elements which are integers only. So I hope you understood the rule method or set builder method. Here in set builder method, we are writing a property, rule or a statement satisfied by each element. So each element should satisfy the given property, rule or statement. Only then we can consider it as an element of given set. So this is a textbook exercise 1.1. First mean, state which of the following collections are set. Okay, here are few examples and you will be classifying whether it is a set or not. So tasty food items. Tell me, children, is this a set or not? Not a set, because the food which I feel tasty, maybe that is not tasty for you. So it is not a set. Next, languages spoken in India. Is it a set, children? Yes, it is a set, because we can count and there are distinct languages which are spoken in India. So this is well defined and distinct, right? So I can say that this example is a set. Next, the months having 31 days is a set or not? It is a set, because the months in a year having 31 days are distinct and they are also well defined. So I can say that this is a set. Next, good people in city. Is this a set or not set, children? It is not a set, because the people whom you trust, I may not trust them. So that is where the difference comes, and there is an ambiguity about the future about the set. So it is not a set. And then vowels in English alphabet. Is this a set? Yes, because they are distinct and they are well defined. And beautiful flowers in a garden. Is this a set or not a set, children? It is not a set, because the flower I like, maybe you don't like it. So this is how we classify the examples into sets or not sets. Okay, so let us quickly revise whatever we have taught in whatever we have learned in today's class. First thing what we have learned is definition of set. Set is a collection of well-defined and distinct objects. What do you mean by well-defined? It must be clearly defined. And what is distinct? And no element of the set must be repeated. That is distinct. Notation of set. How do you write a set? A is equal to curly brackets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separated by commas. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are called elements, and each element is separated by comma, and all elements are included in curly brackets. See, name of the set. What is the name of the set? A, and elements of the set are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then see, name of the set is represented in capital letters, whereas elements of the set are usually represented in small letters. See, now I can say 1 belongs to set A, right? Yes. 2 belongs to set A. But is 6 belongs to set A? No, because 6 is not an element of set A. Is 7 belongs to set A? No, because 7 does not belong to set A. Next, representation of set. There are three methods of representation of set, as I already discussed to you. Description method, roster or tabular form, rule or set builder method. So let us see how do you write an example in description method. In description method, we describe the set, right? You know, we using words probably. A equal to set of all consonants in the word constants. So A takes the value of all consonants in the word constants. Next, roster method or tabular form. In this form of representation, we use list of elements. We list elements in a set. C, N, S, T. These are the elements which we have listed, and these elements belongs to set A. Rule or set builder method. So in rule or set builder method, which we are writing a particular rule or property or statement, only if this statement is satisfied, x takes x, which is a variable, takes only such values which satisfies a given rule. Okay, this is how we write rule or set builder method. Okay, I hope all of you found today's topic interesting, and I believe you were able to understand all that was discussed and explained. Children, importantly, I want all of you to revise on what I was taught on today's session at least twice and do all the assignments given without fail. I look forward to see you in my next session and eager to bring you all interesting topics. Lots and lots of wishes to you for your health and safety from all of us at Icon School of Excellence. Happy learning. Thank you, children.